Dr. Stephen Daniel, the co-founder of quantumtechniques.com, probably the most extensive and comprehensive form of energy medicine in the world today that's practiced remotely anywhere in the world. And I'm here to bring you some exciting new discoveries and information about prevention of Alzheimer's. First of all, I want to talk about two great books by great medical researchers. One by Norman Doidge, which is The Brain That Changes Itself. A second one is by David Palmetter, The Grain Brain. And these are really groundbreaking works, and they basically present the case that our biggest health crisis in the next 30 years is going to be Alzheimer's, caused primarily from our low carbohydrate diet, high vaccinations, high anesthesias, low healthy fat diet, and then metals and other things, and then a lack of mental and physical exercise, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But they also believe that most Alzheimer's is preventable. There's several pieces of that, and I'm going to look at my notes and kind of go through those rapidly. The first thing you can do to protect your brain is to avoid developing type 2 diabetes or type 1. How do you avoid type 2 diabetes? You eat very little, if any, gluten, and that's the grain brain, which is kind of a tongue twister. You eat high healthy fats. And the last few years we've gone from a high fat, low carb diet to a low fat, high carb diet. Well, your brain is made of cholesterol. So if you don't get healthy fat, then you're not going to have a healthy brain. It's that simple. Secondly, with all that low fat, how do they accomplish that? High sugar in our diet. That means we're promoting more type 2 diabetes. Secondly, we've become more and more inactive. We play on our phone. We don't actually play in the yard. We stop getting physical exercise. They're also showing now that general anesthesia contributes greatly, as well as vaccinations. So, you got shingles, get a vaccination. You're going out of the country, get a vaccination. Get a flu vaccination every year. Every one of those is a brain insult and does lead to some level of damage to your brain. There's also an increase of toxicity from our environment, but especially metals. And let's go back. My grandparents died of old age. They didn't die of cancer. They didn't have dementia. Why? Well, they also didn't have any metal in their mouth. If they had bad teeth, they didn't get titanium implants. They didn't get root canals. What did they do? They had dentures. So we've done a lot of things that save us in an acute crisis, but then we pay on the end of the bill very heavily. You need to be doing exercise. How do you prevent diabetes? 30 minutes of exercise at least 3 times a week. At least cardiovascular. It's helpful to do strength training at least 3 times a week as well. A good website is coconutketones.com, where again, another MD reversed Alzheimer's in her husband by the use of coconut oil, one of those healthy oils we talked about. Also olive oil, fish oils, those kind of things are very helpful. There are certain products, curcumin, pycnogenol, fish oils, CoQ10, things that increase the vascular system. Those also will help protect your brain. The other thing I want to mention is the brain is a muscle. You'll lose it if you don't use it. And there's 2 websites. The Brain That Changes Itself talks about positive science. That website is now Brain headquarters, like HQ, brainhq.com. One I see advertised all the time is luminosity.com. And the Posit Science website, they took a large group of people between the age of 65 and 80. They had them do 30 minutes of basically computer games. They did 30 minutes 3 times a week. After 6 weeks, they ran another set of studies, and the average person reduced their cognitive age by 10 years. That's pretty impressive. And that led Dr. Doidge to say he thinks that Alzheimer's will be preventable in the near future as we learn more and more about this. So the other thing that you can do is to exercise your brain, learn a new skill, learn a foreign language, learn new dance steps, not the same one over and over again. Learn to write with your opposite hand. learn calligraphy, anything that forces you to exercise that brain in new ways will give you great long-term results. So again, from quantum techniques, protect your brain. You simply don't have to go there. But one of the things that we will help you do is help the body see what the toxin fields are for you and where you're holding them in your body that's preventing your healing. So blessings from quantum techniques.